Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about 7 different rocks, alright, and we want to talk about the minerals that make them up, because one thing that's important for us as geologists, okay, we're all geologists, we're all scientists, one thing that's important for us is to recognize that rocks are made of minerals. We've been spending the last week or so talking about minerals. One of the reasons why is because when we start looking at rocks, we want to be able to identify the different minerals that are in those rocks. Alright, and we're going to go through 7 different examples today. I want you to follow along as we go here with the assignment that I have for you on Google Classroom as we go. And we're going to start with the first rock. The first rock, as you can see, is called Pegmatite. We want to go through this quick little reading passage as we go here. Okay, so Pegmatite is an igneous rock, which essentially just means it was made from magma or lava, and then magma and lava you guys know is liquid rock, and then over time that liquid rock cools down and hardens and it becomes a rock, a solid rock. And it's composed of the minerals feldspar, quartz, and mica. Those should be ringing some bells. In your basket, I'll show you guys in a second, you can identify the 3 minerals. So feldspar is going to be our pink one, quartz is gray, mica is going to be shiny and golden. These 3 crystals cool down extremely slowly, which made them grow nice and large. And you remember, the slower magma cools, the larger the crystals are going to grow. The faster it cools, the smaller the crystals are going to be. And we want to identify the different minerals in our pegmatite sample. So I'll go ahead. I'll show you guys our pegmatite. So here's pegmatite. Alright, so you can see we have some really large crystals, okay? This gray stuff right here, that's going to be quartz. And I can see right here, because here's an example of quartz, and we can see how it kind of matches there. Okay, so there's the quartz right there. You can see this little guy right there. It's kind of hard to see. It looks kind of shiny. There's going to be another one right there. Depending on how I put my light, that's going to be the mica. Okay, this guy right here. Let me see if I can get back. You can see how it's kind of matching right there. Okay, so there's a mica crystal, and then there's more mica crystals as we go throughout the top here. Okay, so we have quartz, we've identified mica, and then last off we have this pink stuff, kind of wrapping around here as we go. You can see some down there. That's going to be feldspar. Alright, we can see that right there. You can see our feldspar. Alright, so those are going to be the 3 main minerals that are in pegmatite. It's going to be quartz, feldspar, and mica. Okay, I'll set those down, and we will go on to number 2. Okay, number 2 is the rock called granite. Granite is an igneous rock made from magma or lava. Again, you guys remember from what I just said, magma and lava is just liquid rock, and then an igneous rock is just a rock that was formed when magma and lava cooled down. Composed of the minerals feldspar, quartz, and mica. We should remember those. We literally just talked about those. In your basket, you can identify the 3 minerals. I'll pull those up in a second. So feldspar, quartz, and mica. It's going to be a different type of mica though, okay? This one's going to be called biotite mica, because it's dark. All right. These 3 crystals cool down slowly in order to form visible crystals. It's not going to, with the granite, these crystals didn't slow down or didn't cool down as slowly as the pegmatites did. Okay, because with the pegmatite, the crystals were giant. They were massive. With granite, they're not going to be that big, but they're still going to be visible without a microscope or magnifying glass. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to try and see if we can find those crystals, those minerals, in our granite. So here's granite. Alright, again, looks kind of similar to the pegmatite. See some similarities. One of the glaring differences is that the crystals are not quite as big. Alright, but they're still visible to us. Okay, so this is granite. First thing that pops out to me is these black spots. Okay, these black spots are called, are made from the mineral called mica. Okay, we know mica, we just saw it with the pegmatite. The only difference is these micas are black, so we're going to call those biotite. Here's an example of biotite, and you can see where those black crystals are. You can see how it kind of reflects the light, kind of shimmers. If you pay attention to these black crystals, you can kind of see how they reflect light in the same manner. Hopefully, it might be hard to pick up with this camera. But those black spots on the granite are biotite. Okay, so we got biotite. Next, you might notice some of the darker gray spots on here. So we have black spots, then we have darker gray as we go. That dark gray is the mineral quartz. All right, I don't know if you can kind of match those up there. You can see them right there. But again, we have a combination of minerals. And then that pink stuff, that's just going to be feldspar. So here's our feldspar again. And you should be able to see when we put these three minerals together, we end up with this rock right here called granite. Okay, that is rock number 2. Give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead. We'll get number 3 going. And we're going to look at some really cool rocks, in my opinion. Okay. Number 3. Oh, I love this one. It's one of the nicest looking rocks that I have. It's called gneiss, not gneiss. Gneiss, the G is silent. Gneiss. And gneiss is a metamorphic rock, which means it's formed from heat and pressure. So in other words, it was really hot when this rock was made, and there was a lot of pressure, meaning the rock was squeezed and squished. Okay, it's composed of feldspar and mica, and in your basket, the sample of gneiss is labeled 2B. I'll show you that in a second. You can identify the 2 minerals that form gneiss, which I said were feldspar and mica. Again, it's going to be black mica, so it's going to be biotite. Okay, and these 2 crystals were squished and squeezed until they formed bands, which look like black and white stripes, and we want to be able to identify those minerals. So here's our sample of gneiss. It's kind of a smaller one, but it'll do. All right, right here, and you can see how it looks like it kind of has some stripes going on there, right? So we have, let's see, I'll move it up. So you can see how it has black parts, and then white parts, and then black parts, and then white parts. We call this banding. When the minerals kind of line up with each other and join up with each other to form, really, not quite layering, but look like stripes. 2 minerals that form this, like we said, was going to be feldspar. So we're going to have a white feldspar, a light colored one. You can see where those come from. The white parts in this rock are going to be from that light feldspar. And then biotite. So again, the dark minerals in here are going to be biotite. When we put these together, it looks like on the feldspar we have some biotite stripes, some black mica stripes. That's exactly what's going on here. Okay, so rock gneiss is made up of feldspar and biotite. Okay, on to number 4. Number 4. This one, I will say this is my all-time favorite rock. I love this one. It's called schist. Okay, schist is a metamorphic rock. So again, similar to gneiss, it was formed from heat and pressure. It's composed of the mineral mica, and that'll be pretty obvious as we go here. And remember, mica was super flaky, falls apart. It's kind of very shiny and sparkly. I'll show you guys in a second. Schist is very sparkly and flaky, and in your basket you have a sample of schist as well as 2 different samples of mica, and we want to be able to spot the different mica crystals in the schist. So here we go. Here is schist. I love this. Look how sparkly that is. Like holy smokes, right? And you can see even in my fingers right now, you can see some of the minerals coming off. You can see it right there. Okay? Super sparkly, very flaky, and if you remember, a flaky mineral that we've talked about is the mineral mica. Okay, so really in this one we're going to have 2 different types of mica. Okay, we're going to have clear mica, which again it peels, it's also very flaky. You can see that, it's kind of starting to flake off the thing right here. And then we also have biotite again, so you can see how the similarities there, right? And then it's also super flaky as well. So when we put these minerals together, we're going to end up, well, when we have a combination of these minerals, mica, we're going to end up with mica schist. All right? All-time favorite rock. I love it. Okay. Next one. This one is called sandstone. Okay, so sandstone is a sedimentary rock, and this means that it was made from fragments of other rocks. In my opinion, these are going to be the easiest rocks for us to be able to identify because they're just made from other things, all right? Joined together, stuck together, glued together. In your basket, you have the mineral quartz and a piece of sandstone. You also have a bag of sand. Sand is made of quartz, okay? If you ever go to a beach, bunch of sand all over the place, you take some sand, you look under a microscope or magnifying glass, you'll see it looks like ground up pieces of quartz under a microscope, all right? So sand is made of quartz. So when you see sandstone, really what you're looking at are a bunch of tiny pieces of ground up quartz stuck together. So we want to go ahead, we want to take a look at sandstone here. And really it's hard for us to see it, okay? It's hard to tell. It does kind of look like sand, but the real indicator is how it feels, all right? When you feel it, it's incredibly rough, and it feels like sandpaper. And honestly, it just feels like sand, okay? It's tough to see, but this sandstone is made of, sandstone is made of the mineral quartz right here, and it's hard to see. Like, how do we get this from this, right? But actually, what we have, if we look at this bag of sand right here, it's pretty obvious, right? You can see the similarities. It looks just like sand. Okay? So that's sandstone. When we put a bunch of quartz together, okay, a bunch